Good evening, my viewers. Thank you for coming onto my YouTube channel. I've missed you, I've been away, but it was due to unavoidable circumstances. Now I'm back. I have specific subjects to discuss with you, and of course to give you the information that I need to give, but tonight, or rather this evening, the subject matter is grief. All of us have gone through grief at some point. We have lost loved ones. You have lost loved ones through accidents, through just normal sicknesses, through corona, and now the floods. So it's good to know how one can move forward after losing a loved one. We are told that grief is the price we pay for love, the love that we had for our loved ones. So it is inevitable. We must cry, we must mourn. Now, but even as we mourn and cry, we must move forward because life must go on. So it's good to know how we can overcome. I have 10 points which I'm going to suggest on how one can overcome grief. And the very first one is that we must mourn the way we know how. In other words, people don't mourn in the same way. Just mourn the way God guides you, or the way you mourn. If it's crying, it's okay. If it's locking yourself in the house, it's all right. If it's just going to close relatives and friends and mourn with them, that's fine. It's allowed. But you cannot stay there forever, so it means you have to move forward. After that, it's also good to know that one needs also to take care of themselves. You must be able to take care of yourself. You must eat well. You must drink, you must have exercises, and also take breaks. Sometimes you may even be forced to take a holiday. Yes, because you need that. You need to have your body refreshed after that heartache. And also don't stop there. Point number 3, you also need to go and see a counselor. Share the grief that you're having with somebody who knows how to take care of someone who is going through such. The counselors are trained, so they'll be able to work with you in that journey. But it's also important to know that you don't keep to yourself, because sometimes you can be overcome by grief. That's point number 4. Please ensure that you are around somebody so that they can be able to share with you what you have in mind. And point number 5, also please let them know what you'd like them to do for you, how they can help you. You need to be helped by somebody. Yeah, it's important that someone is around you and can help you. Also, it's very important that you know that you need to connect with God, with the spiritual realm. Pray. You need to pray. If you're not able to pray, please ask for prayers. Ask someone to pray with you so that they are with you around and they are able to see how you're doing. They are able to help wherever they can, because it also helps so much. You also need to know that if you've had an issue of self-guilt, where you feel guilty that maybe you didn't do the right thing for that loved one, that's the point number 6. You didn't do the right thing for the loved one who went to be with the Lord. You need to forgive yourself, because it's possible perhaps you are not in good terms when that person passed on. Maybe you had issues you had not sorted. Please forgive yourself and ask for forgiveness from God. And God will always be there for you. He will forgive you. Please note also that even as you go through all that, you need to focus on God. It's key that you know that person went to be with the Lord. I am believing that I'm talking to people who believe in God, and they are with the Lord. So you must believe that that person is with the Lord, because we all came from God. And we are told at some point the person who passed on must have connected with their Maker. They do. In fact, when people are passing on, the very last thing they want to do is to connect with God. It's very, very normal. And finally, it's good also to know that the loved one loved certain things. You need to do those things that the person loved. You know, as a way of consoling yourself, we call them legacy. Maybe the person had a habit of reading the Bible every other time. Just remind yourself, read the Bible if you are not used to doing so. Maybe somebody would like to visit the wildlife, or to visit relatives. Make a habit of doing the same, and that will work for you always. Please also remember that you are not alone at all. It's also good to have a relationship with church. It's very good to go to church, because that's where you can have consolation, people who really, quote unquote, would care about you. But also, I know it is in church where you get consolation from God. Not that you cannot get the same consolation in the house, but out there you have people who can also be with you and even help you to pray together. Remember always that healing will come, but we must also focus on healing. If you don't, things may not work out, and you need to move forward. Because after all, the person who went to be the Lord is out there. You'll meet them once again, but you are here in the world. Life must go on. Finally, just know that one day you will meet that person. Yes, in heaven. You will go to heaven. You'll meet that person. That's our faith. It's our belief. That when you are Christian and you love the Lord, you will meet that person in heaven. Those are the tips I have for you for now. For more, just go to my YouTube channel again. You shall be able to get more about grief. Other subjects I've discussed in different videos. Watch and subscribe if you have not subscribed. Thank you very much. May God bless you and have a good evening. Bye.